But the last thing people remember probably most was Albert Hall with Creedence, I guess.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
Well, that must be getting on for 2 decades ago.
It's along 72 or 3. It's
Frightening
like we did like 4 shows there one week.
That was before they banned rock music from the Albert Hall. Now it's reinstated. You can once again play there.
I heard
happily.
that it came back. Good.
That's right. You're not, in fact, a boy from Georgia at all, are you?
No, I'm from a place, it's called Goodwill, Louisiana, a little bitty town. But I'd lived in Georgia when I got out of high school. I was working for the highway department down there. Mm-hmm. That's when I wrote that tune.
Do you recall the inspiration for that? I mean, were you feeling lonely and needing to move? Or?
I'd done moved to Corpus Christi, Texas. I left Georgia and moved down there. I was about 20 years old, I guess. And when it would rain, I didn't have to do any work the next day, and then, because it was like driving a dump truck with the gravel and all that. So I'd sit home and play my guitar, and I just got thinking about them nights, I guess. That's where it came from.
Such atmosphere in the song, and that's a good version, isn't it, Randy's version?
I love her version, yeah. But like we was talking about, Brooke Benton's awful hard to beat.
Brooke Benton, the first person to make real success with the song, in a sense, wasn't it? Yeah, great version. We'll dig that out another day. You're going to do some live stuff for us now. You're there, resplendent with guitar. What song would you like to do first?
Let's see, I'll kick into a little Cool Town Woman.
Okay.
It's kind of like Back Porch. I was dreaming about you, baby, when the dog woke me up last night. Dreaming about you, baby, and the dog just howled all night. I laid there thinking about you till the morning light. I've been missing you, baby, but my alimony ain't been paid. Missing you, baby, my alimony ain't been paid. And that cool town woman is so bad to carry a blade.
Dark brown voice there. Tony Joe White is our live guest this afternoon on GLR 94.9. When you look back, you were mentioning the Albert Hall, the gigs some 20 years ago. That was a very successful patch for Tony Joe White, the recording artist, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
We was recording that too, at the time. And that whole tour, it was about a 30 or 40 date tour. The Albert Hall tracks out of the 12 songs that I later made a live album off of, we kept 10 10 songs from the Albert Hall. The sound was so good.
Yeah. In the decade that's passed through the 80s, you seem to concentrate more on songwriting rather than recording. Now, is that a mistake on my part, or did it occur that way?
No, you're exactly right. It's like, it's been 7 years since I even did an album, and during that time, though, I was, working and writing and working with other artists in studios, and I'd become kind of disappointed in record companies and people like that for the commercialism and them trying to put you in a little box and say if you do this or that, we'll have a hit record. And to me, music is a lot bigger than that. So I just kind of forgot about the record part of it for a while and just kind of tried to write some good songs,
Yeah.
The path of decency.
What a strange attitude for the record companies, because you had your success first time round being yourself. Yeah. So obviously that's the way to do it again, isn't it, really?
Yeah, you'd be surprised over how many guys... you go in and cut a song like I just played live, and they come and say, man, if we put some strings on that, you'd probably have a hit record.
Yes, I know. You had some great success, though, with other people's recordings of your songs, notably Tina Turner's version of Steamy Windows, one of her anthems now.
Tina, man, I'll tell you, there's big stars and superstars, and then there's Tina. Even in the studio working with her, it was just... as exciting as going and watching her on stage.
She always uses full power, doesn't she, when she's performing? Yeah.
She came on Undercover Agent for the Blues, and she was in her singing booth, and halfway through the song, man, that door flies open, and she comes out in the studio on the guitar break and grabs a microphone off the drums and just starts singing into that.
Great.
And that's the take. We kept it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Your version of Steamy Windows is on your new album, Closer to the Truth. And from that album comes a single that we've been playing a lot as well. Sit back and relax. We'll enjoy some music from Tony Joe White on record now. This is Good in Blues. Tony Joe White, as I say, my guest this afternoon on the programme. What tempted you back into the studio, Tony, after the long break? Why did you decide, it is time to make a record again?
Well, I had these songs, and I'd been playing a lot of little blues clubs and places like, Steamy Windows, a new song. They're 8 years old, and people kept saying, you need to do it. I said, one of these days when it gets right, I'll go in and cut it. And then all of a sudden, the time got right. And Tina gave me a lot of encouragement, really. It's like, the demos that I had done at my house of these songs, when we went in the studio together for her album, she said, I want these songs to sound just like your little 8-track demos.
Yes, try and recapture that spark.
Don't mess with it, she said, and if you ever cut an album, she said, you better stay real close to that. So she made me feel good about that I could go in by myself and produce something,
Yeah, and it's occurred. You're going to do a song now that you were mentioning just a second ago, a song that was on Tina Turner's album as well. It was on Foreign Affair, but it also features on your new album. You've done your definitive version of this.
Yeah, Undercover Agent for the Blues.
Okay, Tony Joe White.
Working undercover, the woman knew all of the moves. She really had me romping, we were barefoot stomping. She just kept igniting my fuse. I was blinded by the blackness of a long silk stocking. She rocking with an optical illusion. This ain't how I thought it'd be. She just kept on keeping me in a state of total confusion. She took me for a ride, rattled me down to my shoe. And I found out she was an undercover agent for the blues. She never really needed love, need direction, no. I was just an innocent bystander. She kept on getting canky, say hook, line, and sinker. Just too hard to handle. She took me by storm. Must have been a season for the fool. She was so bad, undercover agent for the blue. An undercover agent for the blue.
Short.
Undercover Agent for the Blues, performed live for us today by Tony Joe White. You'll find it on the album Closer to the Truth. And tomorrow night, Mean Fiddler?
Yes, sir.
Playing live, a gig not to be missed. Is it just yourself, Tony, or you got a band around you?
No, I've got bands, 4 guys I brought with me over.
Mm-hmm. And you're looking forward to a good night's entertainment, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. It's going to be fun.
Okay. Tony, thanks again for coming in today to GLR.
Thank you.
Going to finish off now with a version of Steamy Windows we have already referred to. This is Tina Turner, but it's important to say also that the lead and rhythm guitar and the synthesized bass are played by Tony Joe White. Thanks again, Tony.
Thanks.
Cheers.
In the studio with me is Tony Joe White. Remember, I mean, who can forget Polk, Salad Annie, and Groupie Girl, late 60s. And those 2 songs, of course, gave you a lot of success in this country. Tony Joe, welcome to Into the Night, by the way. It's good to see you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Nice to have you here. And then what have what was the very descriptive phrase you used just there? During the 70s and 80s, you were just there in the background like a snake?
Yeah. You know, I always was writing and staying close to my music, close to my guitar, and just writing and staying with it. Because I never really put much stock in chart records and this and that. I just stay close to what's feeling good, you know.
Well, that's what matters, really. And I must say the latest album, which I've been playing a lot and you're going to be hearing a lot of tonight, is really, really good. And congratulations for that. I mean, talking about where you come from, it's obviously important because you've got that wonderful southern drawl. And everyone from Louisiana, Mississippi Delta seems to speak, you know, really slowly and they're really, really laid back. Why is that?
I don't know. It's just a little section like down the Delta between Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas, right in that little bottom land.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to kind of talk that way, but then you get on down past Baton Rouge and get into the what they call the Coonasses and the Frenchmen and all that, and it's like a whole different world, different food, different music. Like people in New Orleans call me a Yankee, you know.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
How rude of them.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's sick.
No one wants to be called a Yankee down there, do they?
You can't do it. It's against the law.
But does anyone down there speak really quick like that all the time? Or is everybody?
Around down my hometown, everybody kind of keeps it laid back, you know. It's like, to get in a hurry would probably be against the law, too.
Of course, Robbie Robertson most recently wrote about it in song, didn't he? Somewhere Down the Crazy River and all that wonderful. He talks about it as well. I've heard interviews with him. It's a fascinating area, the Mississippi Delta. There's a obviously with the voodoo, there's a mysticism about it, and there's a certain something in the air down there, is there?
There's a little thing that happens. I mean, just like on the album, there's a song called Tunica Motel, which is down in Tunica, Mississippi. It's on the Highway 61 stretch where, you know, Robert Johnson, John Lee Hooker, Lightning Hopkins, all them people play. Even Tina Turner was playing clubs down there. Little old bitty towns just right on the side of the road. And when you drive through that country, you have a little feel about something. It's a little mystery in the air, and you can't really put your finger on it. And the Tunica Motel is actually a true place. It's Tunica, Mississippi.
Well, listen, we might as well play it then. Do you want to play it on the guitar, or will I play it on the...
I can do it either way, you know.
You play it on the guitar?
Don't want to hit on the guitar?
Yeah.
Let me get my harmonica here and check it out.
And later on, of course, we must talk... Listener, this man has written songs for Elvis Presley, Tina Turner, Brooke Benton.
change. Head out on the highway, cruising way down south. Knew a little place where I might could work it all out. I'm so tired of fighting with myself. Gonna spend a little time at the Tunica Motel. Just outside of Memphis, Highway 61, sleepy little town down by the Mississippi River. I'm gonna lay out on a houseboat till my hat turn brown. I ain't gonna move till the evening sun go down. Fried chicken to go, and they got live bait for sale. Anything you need at the Tunica Motel. Myself at midnight, moving to the back porch blues. The guitar cries, telling me about the hard times. Something moving in the shadows, giving me a little chill. I thought I saw Robert Johnson walking out across the field. There ain't hardly anybody left who even knows the tale. Oh, give me the blues at the Tunica Motel.
Another good track, Tony Joe White, from your album Closer to the Truth. And that was some performance before that, I'll tell you.
All right.
Just take a drag of that roll up there.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about where you come from, down in Louisiana, what about all that voodoo stuff then? Anything in that? Talking about the mysticism and Robert Johnson, a man who sold his soul to the devil to be a good blues player?
You know, I really don't doubt that didn't happen in a way, because down through that part of the country, there's these old stories and these old myths and everything that go around. You know, it's like, I mean, I had a song on an album called They Caught the Devil and Put Him in Jail in Eudora, Arkansas. And there was a tale that went around, like I was only 4 years old when this tale went around. But there was people like drove in wagons and cars for miles to go to Eudora, Arkansas to see the devil. Some hunters had got him in a net and put him in the jail in Eudora, Arkansas, and they was packing ice, big blocks of ice around the cell because his tail kept hitting the bars and was trying to burn his way out, and they was packing ice. And it's like a lot of people went up there to see that, you know.
I suppose it's
of course, when they got to the devil, was gone, but I mean, who's to know he wasn't there before?
Well, he would be, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd nip away pretty sharpish, wouldn't
Exactly.
he? But it's the power of thought. If you believe in something, sometimes it's true, isn't it?
And that's what works with voodoo. If you believe someone can hoodoo you, I think they can. You know, they can put something on you and make you walk funny or make you sick at your stomach. But if you don't believe in it, if you believe in a good part of it, I believe you could override it, you know. I ain't saying either way. I'm just saying I don't believe someone could nail me, because I feel like I believe in the good part of it so much that I could overcome it.
Powers of good, obviously, I believe, more powerful than the powers of evil. All the people you've written songs for, I mean, Elvis Presley, you met Presley a few times, did you?
Yeah, a few times. he always treated me really good. He seemed to really respect guitar players and music and writers especially. And he treated me always really kind, really nice, you know.
When was that, late 60s?
This was like 73, 74, right through there.
Did you see any sort of sign of the decline that was later to befall him?
The only decline I seen, and there was, well, of course, there at the last, you know, I always hated Memphis because Memphis, the only time they ever put Elvis's picture on the front page was when he got fat and sick, you know. And the only decline I seen in him at all was the fact that letting other people choose his songs for him, like publishers, like Old Men and people like that who would decide which song would be the best for him. And a man with that kind of talent should, I would say, should always have his finger right on top of it and say, look, I like this or I don't like that.
So he kind of lost touch with it almost.
Yeah, and I can understand in a way because by that time he had lived in such a secluded world, like even in Las Vegas when we was hanging out in the dressing room out there, and we were talking just after he did the show and recorded Polk Saturday, and we was back there talking. And I got a little place up in the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas, and it's really remote, and people don't care what you've done and what you hope to do. They just don't care what you do. And I told him, I said, you know, Elvis, you know, you ought to come up here with me sometime and hang out for a week and we'll fish and camp out and boil some coffee and cook and just, you know, just lay back. And he goes, yeah, that'd be great. And I left the room, and another friend of mine, he said, Elvis turned to him, he said, can you believe Tony Joe asked me to go fishing? And it was like, to go fishing was an odd thing at that point of his life, because he was a man who would fly to Dallas, Texas, or rent a jet and go down there for a cheeseburger and bring it back to Memphis. So by that time, just little simple things like that had gotten odd to him, and I hated it because he's a good human being, you know, and it was like I was seeing this man who was all of a sudden putting in some kind of weird little box.
Yeah, he was a good man, was he?
Yes, sir. I think so a lot.
Mm-hmm. That song you wrote from Polk Salad, or that he recorded, Polk Salad Annie, I'd love to hear that if you can.
Polk?
Yeah, and then I'll play a bit of his version. Do
a little bit of his. Let me hear it, and then I'll kick in a little bit on it.
All right, do you want to hear his first then?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
So that you understand what we're talking about. And there we got a plant. Looks something like a turnip green. Except everybody calls it poke salad. That's poke salad. Now, I used to know a girl lived down there. She'd go out in the evenings and pick a little bit of it, carry it home and cook it for supper. And if she had any left over, she'd hang it out on the clothesline and dry it out, smoke it. But she did all right. I said down in Louisiana, where the alligator grows so mean, lived a girl that I slide to the well, made the alligator look tame. Poke salad, poke salad. Everybody said it was a shame. My mama was a wiggin' on a chain gang. A mean, vicious woman. Every day for supper time, she'd go down by the truck patch, pick her a mess of poke salad, carry it home in a toe sack. Poke salad, Annie, the gator got your granny, chomp. Everybody said it was a shame. Her mama was a wiggin' on a chain gang, a wretched, spiteful, straight razor-toting woman.
account, claimed he had a bad back. And all her brothers fit for was stealing watermelons out of my truck bed. Spoke Sally Nanny. The gator got your only granny, John. Everybody said it was a shame. Her mama was working so hard on the chain gang. Polk.
The gator got your granny. Chomp.
The only one.
With me live.
The big chomp.
The big chomp. Yeah. Tony Joe White live. What about that? That was amazing. I was away there. I was in those swamplands.
Oh, man, that's good. Especially from here on a cold night in London.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you. Across the UK, Tony Joe White live. And when we heard the Elvis version before, that obviously a very different feel, because that was live in Las Vegas, wasn't it?
Oh,
but he gave it everything, didn't he?
He put out hard on that song. He sweated on it, tune.
And you saw that particular performance,
yeah,
did you?
That night. In fact, they flew us, me and my wife, out there to the show, and, really treated us so good, just to see that happen. And I'm really glad I was there to see it.
Great performers like that, great singers of other people's material. When they're giving a performance as good as that, it's almost as if they're living it. Really, and he could have written it himself, couldn't he?
I know it. It's because a lot of times I'll do interviews with people, and a lot of the journalists, they start with it. It must be really disappointing for you to have all these songs and these people doing these songs. I mean, how could you be disappointed if you had wrote a song and was getting to see someone do it like Elvis or Tina, or even get to play with them, at the time? Yeah. It's the perfect situation.
Mm-hmm. The wonderful thing about the new album, Closer to the Truth, is it's back to the basics. It's just, it's stripped bare. It's not much more than, well, obviously there's a little bit more than you and a guitar, but it's simple, and simplicity is wonderful, isn't it, in music?
It stays with, almost like what you just said, it stays with the fact that it's the guy and his songs and the guitar, and everything else should be color around that, and to keep it. Simplicity is really hard to get, you have to work for it. Because it's so easy to fill up tracks and to fill up a hole in a song or space. But a lot of times that space is breathing room for people.
Exactly.
And
people try too hard sometimes to fill every single space that there is.
Exactly. And I always love to have a little breathing room in a song. Always.
Let's hear the track from it again. I've chosen another one I particularly like. This is Biorhythm. Do you want to give me that in the Louisiana drawl?
Biorhythm.
I don't know about a hoodoo.
Can't get over that.
Yeah, but it certainly is. I mean, a spell put on me by the music tonight. Absolutely wonderful. Tony Joe White live in the studio, and a lot of calls coming in from the highest in the land. Indeed, our own boss Johnny's called in, an old pal of yours.
Oh yeah, man. He was pulling for me back in like Groupie Girl and Polk Saturday days. I have so many good people over here that's always tried to help me with my music,
Well, it was over, of course, in Europe that your music was given the title Swamp Rock,
Exactly, So it's like, it's good that this album, this time, came back over here first, and it's like a big circle, It's the way it should go.
What is Swamp Rock?
Well, like you say, they named it over here first like that, and I think it's because they know I'm from down south, like in the swampy parts of Louisiana, and to me, it's really rock blues, if you name it. But
swamp rock has a good ring to it. Really.
It does indeed.
So I always kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, with lyrics like "The Gator's got your granny chomp," you know.
Chomp. I mean, that's heavy stuff.
I love it. I think it's brilliant. Anyone ever tried to sweeten you up? Because a lot of artists, when they get into the wrong hands, they get the wrong creative advice. The strings arrive and the certain arrangements and songs are foisted on you that you don't want to do. Like Elvis earlier on, classic example. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh yeah, it was like. Well, in fact, that's what has called the long delay the last 7 or 8 years between albums. I hadn't did anything. It was like there was chances to do record albums from companies, and most of them wanted to have the power to add strings or voices or horns, and when they decided it should be there and this and that, and it's like I reached a point in my life where the music was very special to me, and I just backed up and said, unless I can do it one way, then I'll just write songs and play guitar with other artists in the studio. So it was like, I've had them, to say, hey, if you put some violins on this, we'll get you a hit record. So can you imagine violins on By Your Rhythm? Hey.
You don't fancy the idea at all. A song that Brooke Brenton did, and also Randy Crawford. I've got the Randy Crawford version here on a lovely old record, I think you call it. We CDs mainly now. Lovely bit of vinyl with some characterful scratches on it, which we'll hear in a few minutes, but I'd love to hear you doing what is a superb song.
All right. Them little scratches, though, man, they have a little pretty sound on the record. It's comforting to hear it, really.
Yeah.
I kind of miss those.
Well, me too.
Suitcase, trying to find a warm place to spend the night. Heavy rain falling, seems I hear your voice calling. It's alright. Lord, it's raining all over the world. Neon signs flashing, taxi cabs and buses passing through the night. The morning of a dream seems to play a sad refrain to the night. But it's raining down in Georgia, a real night in Georgia. Sometimes, it just rains. Find me a place in a boxcar. Take out more guitar to pass the time. Late at night when it's hard to rest, I'll hold your picture to my chest, and I'm alright. sometimes it just rains. Talking about rain.
Rainy Night in Georgia. Before that we had the man who wrote it doing himself, an absolutely wonderful version of it as well, Tony Joe White. You've been writing with Joe Cocker recently, you tell me.
Yeah, we wrote a song this summer together. You know, Joe don't write too much, but I've always loved Joe and his voice and his singing, and we got together in L.A. this summer and wrote a beautiful song called Angeline. And then after I left him, they called me 3 weeks later, and he recorded a tune I'd left with him on a cassette called Out of the Rain. I said, man, what happened to Angeline? He said, oh, maybe next time. So, with Joe, you know, he just does what he...
Angeline's a beautiful name, so it should make a beautiful song.
It's a good song.
Now, I'm going to play another track from the album in just a minute, but other recent things that you've done, you're talking about recent collaborations, perhaps most conspicuous of those was your work on Tina Turner's Foreign Affair album, which much of you produced, didn't you?
I produced some tracks on it, yeah.
And you wrote 4 songs for Tina, and working with her in the studio must have been an interesting experience.
Oh, man. Well, like I was saying earlier, there's superstars and big stars and mega stars, and then there's Tina, you know. It's like on Undercover Agent for the Blues, for instance, in the studio. I mean, she was in her singing booth, and me and the drummer and keyboards, everybody was out in this one big room. Halfway through the song, the door busted open. She got excited, just come running out and grabbed the microphone off the drums and just finished the song.
Yeah?
And that's the tape. She was dancing, just out there doing it. Man, we all had chills all over us. It was like, I mean, what she does on stage, she does it anytime she's messing with a song.
That was the actual take of Undercover Agent for the Blues?
Yeah.
Well, we might as well hear that. And we can imagine, you know, Tina running around the studio. It was quite an energetic performance, like her stage shows, actually.
She just kicked it.
Yeah. And I mean, you hear a lot about big stars not being very professional in the studios, but she's a hard worker and she knows her stuff.
She knew, just like, you know, I did the demos at my house on all them tunes, and she'd lived with them a while. And you'd get excited with her in the studio, you know, maybe play 2 or 3 little guitar licks, just little, and she'd stop and she'd say, no, play that guitar you played at your house. Not only did she know the tune, but she had all the guitar parts in her head and everything.
I see what you mean, Tony Joe. I see what you mean. There she was. An undercover agent for the blues. That's from the album, of course, Foreign Affair, written by Tony Joe White. You, of course, were playing on that song, were you, as well?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to play on it. I was watching Tina so much I didn't know if I was in the right key or not, man. She was romping.
And she was shaking her thing as well, was she?
I just really wouldn't know if she was shaking nothing. She just had such a fire and a power about her. You just are aware of the power. Really, I didn't really look at her as sexually at all. It's an amazing thing to say when you're around Tina Turner. Her inside power is bigger than her physical, sexual thing, really.
Well, she must be a remarkable woman, I've always thought.
It's an amazing thing to see.
Yeah. If you think about her history as well. It's always the case as well, if somebody has had fame and then lost it and then has it again, they handle it so well the second time very often, don't they? They know what it's all about.
You know, it's never been gone. She's never lost anything. It was like, I mean, there's, like I said, there's big ones and huge ones, and then there's Tina.
It's been wonderful having you in tonight, Tony Joe White, and it's a very, very fine album, which I'd recommend, Closer to the Truth. Really great album. And
thank you very much.
You're going to do another song for us? I know you've You're not tip-top condition health-wise, but very kindly.
I can do a little back porch, Cool Town Woman, maybe. It's kind of down low.
Yeah.
To bed when the dog woke me up last night. Dreaming about you, baby, and the dog just howled all night. I laid there thinking about you till the morning light. I've been missing you, baby, but my alimony ain't been paid. Baby, my alimony ain't been paid. And that Cool Town woman is so bad to carry a bleed. Baby, when the dog woke me up last night. Dreaming about you, baby, and the dog just howled all night.
Tony Joe White, thanks very much for coming. It's been wonderful. And Mean Fiddler, you're playing in London tomorrow night, aren't you?
Yeah, tomorrow night. Thanks for having me, man.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, that's Tony Joe White, a track from his brand new album, the first one in a long time. That's Good in Blues. She says, get these faders working here today, Mary. And it's on Polydor Records in this country, Remark Records in the States. And for those of you who don't know Tony Joe White's history, he's the growling, sexy bluesman who came steaming out of Louisiana with the red-hot Polk salad, Annie, in 1969. So I'm going to say, hello, growling. This is Tony Joe White.
Growling will do it. That's a good new name. Yeah.
I didn't write that, by the way. This is your biography from Polydor Records, I think. So, Tony Joe White, a brand new album, just released. Where have you been all these years? What have you been doing?
Well, let's see, I hadn't made an album in about 7 years, and during all that time I've been writing a lot. I've been in studios with other artists. I played a lot of clubs, blues clubs. You know, I was always busy and working. It's just that if people don't hear you on the radio or see you, they say, oh, he's quit, you know, but I've been at it harder really the last few years than ever because I was writing some good songs and I knew I was getting ready to put it on tape the right way.
That's the point, isn't it? When you haven't got a new record out, people assume that you're not doing anything, but probably the real reason is you're so busy doing other things, you haven't got the time to sit down and go in and record an album.
Some of them, yeah. Like if it was a person who's just a singer, it'd be a lonesome life because unless you're there or happening on the radio, then you don't have nothing else. But I have my writing, my guitar. I have other artists I love to work with. I love to go in the studio with another artist and when they're doing one of my songs and play guitar, harmonica, and things like that. So it's like I never really think about having a hit record out or a hit album or if you're in the charts and all that, because music is just such a way of life that I just completely trust it's happening all the time, the quiet times, the busy times, or whatever. So
that's the thing also, I mean, you are an amazingly prolific songwriter, and the list of people who've covered your songs is just endless. You know, you could start with Elvis Presley right up to the present day, I suppose. The most famous one is, at the moment, Tina Turner, who's recorded quite a few of your tunes. But, and also Joe Simon as well.
Oh, yeah, Brother Joe Simon, he cut some a few years back, but Joe Cocker, another Joe, he's got out one right now. But it's these things, a lot of people, like when I'm doing press or something, they say, hey, you know how disappointing it must be for you to always be in the shadows. And I say, you cannot believe what a beautiful position it is to be in, to hear these songs getting cut by these artists. And I'm getting to be I'd rather for it to happen with them than me, really, for a song.
Because the thing is, I mean, like your new album, Closer to the Truth, what I said is on Polydor in this country, it's kind of album, I think. It's very late night, you know, it's kind of like a very gentle groove thing, and I suppose it's reminiscent of, I mean, I suppose you and J.J. Cale, two of the guys who kind of put your stamp on that Louisiana kind of blues in the 70s. That kind of very laid back, down home.
Kind of, in a way, yeah. I love J.J.'s playing. I think the difference in J.J. Cale and then, you know, what I'm doing is it seems to have a little more stomp, a little more danceable kind of stuff to it. And J.J., he loves to play a country hoedown or whatever. You never know what he's going to come up with, but I love his playing.
Because I was also asking you while we were listening to Good in Blues, which by the way, Tony, that's excellent. I mean, I love it.
Great,
wonderful,
thanks.
Wonderful song. In fact, you mentioned something that you've been in Europe playing recently, and you get requests for that apparently, yeah?
Yeah, we've been all over doing some concerts from Paris to over to Holland, different places, and people are starting to holler that song out in the audience almost as much as, you know, the old tunes. I mean, it's almost like the law over here that I've got to do. Even Trolls Love Rock and Roll and Polk Saddle and It Raining Out in Georgia, you know, they holler that a lot, but they're starting to holler songs from this album, so it must mean that they're giving it a shot.
It means they bought it.
or heard it somewhere.
Yeah. So I mean, are you kind of friends and buddies with the people like Eric Clapton and Mark Knopfler's of this world? I mean, are they the kind of circles you mingle in?
We don't actually mingle a lot. I see Mark a lot more than I do Eric. I've seen him a couple of times, 2 or 3 times through the years. Mark comes down south a lot and hangs out, and he comes out to the house, and, you know, we get on the porch and play guitar and just hang out. Mark Knopfler and Eric Clapton and David Gilmour. I mean, if I'm on a list of guitar players, that'd probably be about it. I wouldn't need to go no further than that.
And talking about guitar players, you actually own a guitar that was made by Steve Phillips, who himself is a very, very tasty guitar player. Have you actually heard Steve Phillips play guitar?
Never heard him play, but God, can he build a guitar? I mean, it's beautiful. And Mark gave it to me, and it was like, you know, it just has a tone. It's on the album, really, on Close to the Truth album, a song called Cool Town Woman. I had to use that guitar on it. It was just right for it.
All right. Well, it's something one of your songs that I'm actually sort of really, really fond of, and I didn't realise actually that Elvis Presley had also recorded it for old time's sake. And could I ask you to pick up your guitar, Tony?
Oh, God.
Go on.
So, do you know all the words to it?
I don't, Tony, but I know someone who does.
Oh, man.
Just see what you can remember. Just give us a snap.
Before you go, walk out on me. Take a look around and tell me what you see. Here I stand like an open book. Is there something here might have overlooked. And it would be a shame if you leave and find that freedom ain't what you thought it would be. I know that you can't stand for chance to bind you, but they just keep on driving us apart. And you could go where I would never find you. Could you go far enough to get away from your heart? So one more time, for old time's sake, let me hold you close against my chest. Please don't throw this moment away. We can forget the bad and take the best. But if you don't have nothing left to say, let me hold you one more time for old time's sake. Couldn't remember all of it, but it's...
Thank you so much. That sounded absolutely wonderful.
All right.
And that originally appeared on Homemade Ice Cream, which you made about 200 years ago, Tony.
A long time.
So I honestly don't recall Elvis Presley's version of that. I mean, am I stupid or something?
It was a single right after I Got a Thing About You, Baby. He had that out, and then he cut this, and then Polk settled in. It was like, in about 2 or 3 month period there. And he sung it so beautiful, you know. That's why I hate to even try to sing it, but after you hear it, it'll make chills get on your arms, the way he did it.
I'll have to dig it out. So how did you actually get your songs to Elvis Presley? I mean...
His producer, Felton Jarvis, was a friend of mine, and we seen each other a lot, you know, and then they invited me to Las Vegas when Elvis did Polk Saddle Annie, and then me and Elvis hung out, and you know, one thing led to another, and then they'd come back to Memphis to record, and they'd call the house, say, you got any more songs? And I'd dig up 2 or 3 and go down to the studio and hang out with them. He always treated me really good, man. He seemed like he respected writers and guitar players, you know.
Right. Also, I mean, somebody, probably the most famous version of Rainy Night in Georgia is a particular hero of mine, Brooke Benton. And I just want to play Brooke Benton with the Tony Joe White song, Rainy Night. And that's Brooke Benton with the Tony Joe White song, Rainy Night in Georgia. And what do you think of that version there, Tony?
Well, you know, when I recorded that song on the album, I didn't even really like that song when I recorded it. I just did it to... you know, just to kind of get a ballad on the album, because I had so many swamp fast tunes on it.
All right.
And I never did think much more about the song. I never did do it on stage or nothing. Then I heard Brooke Benton sing it, and I said, God, man, I got to learn that. That was beautiful. So it turned around on me, and I said, man.
You realised what a good song it was.
I did then, but it was a perfect combination of the man and the words coming together. So he showed us all how to sing it.
Brooke Benton is one of my all-time favourites. I mean, did you ever get to meet Brooke Benton?
Yeah, we met a few times and did a TV show a year and a half ago, or 2 years. I forget. It's not been too long. We'd never been on stage together to perform his song. And it was like, he looked really great, his voice sounded beautiful, and like a month and a half later, his wife called me and said that he had just died. And I said, it was, you know, I couldn't even believe it, because he looked like in top shape. So if that hadn't happened, I mean, you know, we would have never had that TV show, and everybody, we all got films of it. First time I ever saw a standing ovation on that particular TV show. And they said it's the first time in history it ever happened. But when he started singing, those people, they stood straight up and just squalling, man. I mean, they were crying.
I can imagine. I can well imagine. I'd love to see that. I'd love to. In fact, that was like a #1 R&B hit for him, and I think it was a #4 pop hit as well for Brooke Benton.
Made it to #2 in the States, and
Right.
it looked like it was going to make #1, and I think Three Dog Night knocked him out or something like that.
Because it's funny, because when we were just listening to that, Tony, this is Tony Joe White's my guest the other day, you said it sounds like he wrote that song.
It does, the way he sings it. It's like, and I've had other people like say the same thing. I had Ray Charles to tell me that there's a song he had called 3/4 time, like 3/4 time, hit a hit, and he said, you know, man, he said, you wrote this about my whole life. He said, I think you've known me deeply to wrote this song. And when I wrote that song, I had no idea Ray would ever cut it. And Brooke, who could know these things that come out? But after they sang it, it sounded like their tunes.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, just taking a song and making it your own. Well, some songs that you've taken and made your own because you wrote them, and they're all on this album, your latest album. And Closer to the Truth on Polydor Records here. It's on Remark in the States, I believe.
It's not even released in the States.
Oh, isn't it?
I don't know if I'll ever do a record deal over there.
Oh, really?
Might, if we get something happening the right way. But really right now we're just working on Europe and Australia and the world besides America. We all have to come over here to get heard.
Absolutely. There is a world outside America. Well, I asked you to pick a track from this album, and the one you want to hear is this. Album available in England at the moment on Polydor Records, Closer to the Truth. Tony, so why isn't it available in America at the moment?
We just haven't made a deal because this is an album I just went into the studio in Alabama and most shows and just saved up some money and just went in and cut it the way I wanted to do it. And I was going to do this album through mail order because I wanted the fans like across the world, people who had pulled for me all these years, to know finally once and for all that I went in and did it the way I really felt it, and if it's messed up, then it's me that did it, So there was no producers, no record companies telling me I had to do this or that, so I just went in and cut it and finished it. And then Remark in Paris heard a cassette, and I don't know how they got the cassette, but they called and said that they'd like to treat the album the way it should be done, with as much respect as I respected the music when I went and cut it. So I said, we'll try it. And they've done a beautiful job with it. They're treating the album like the way when I went in the studio with the 3 musicians, that we treated each song. It's like, do it right.
Because when I was asking you earlier on to pick a track from the album you'd like me to play, you said, I like all this album. You're happy with it, aren't you?
All the way. It's like a thing where I can lay down in bed at night and just take a deep breath and just kind of grin and go to sleep, Oh,
great. How about picking up your guitar and make me grin?
It probably will this early in the day. Let's see. Just do anything I want to do?
Absolutely, Tony.
I was thinking about parking the other night. We was out on a back road. Me and my woman was just getting right on system on overload. Radio blasting in the front seat, turning out the music fine. We were snuggled up in the backseat, making up for lost time. Steamy Windows, say, roll, that's a better day. coming from the body. You can wine and dine with a woman all night with good intent, but there's something about a confrontation on a back road breaks down the defense. Steamy windows, there ain't nobody to see. Steamy windows, coming from the body. Out the last verse, save it for Tina. I hope she ain't listening to this.
That's Steamy Windows, performed absolutely live before my eyes by Mr. Tony Joe White, which can also be found on his new album, Close to the Truth. That's the abbreviated version.
Yeah, I left out the last because, you know, you need a little drums kick you in a little bit. Just acoustic guitar, it's a different deal. Well, it's kind of, you know, back porch this way, which is a pretty cool way to play songs sometimes. Just... some people, you know, like to hear a version, you know, almost without the band sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing, isn't it? When you go to see somebody performing live, I mean, you don't want it to sound like the record.
Yeah, a lot of times people say, hey, I want to see if you can really do what you think you can do. You know?
No, it's funny, actually, because when you were just sitting here in front of me playing that, I thought, God, he sounds just like Tony Joe White.
Oh, God. That's terrible, because I did a gig like that in Florida a couple of summers ago. It was some idiotic convention or something. I think it was a McDonald's convention or something. Anyway, it was like, I did this, you know, a whole set, but all these people were walking around outside like it's out in a picnic here. And they were all eating and watching me sing and play and eating at the same time, which you shouldn't have been doing that anyway. I shouldn't have been playing. Anyway, at the end of this guy comes up and he goes, he had a big old sandwich hanging out of his mouth, and he goes, I noticed you boys was doing a lot of Tony Joe White material. He said, do you know him? I said, no, but I like his music, that's why I do it.
Absolutely brilliant. Goodness me.
That's
True story.
Exactly the truth.
That's great. Well, listen, Tony Joe White, I could talk to you all night and all day. I could take you to the pub for a pint, I think.
Hey, that'd be cool, yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you very much for dropping by today, and it's a complete pleasure to meet you, honestly.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed talking with you.
All right, I'm going to play this for you. Do you like Lightning Slim?
Yes, I do.
I didn't know that, did I?
I don't think so, probably, but I thought you might have known it.
I didn't. Honestly, sheer fluke. I got lucky. Okay,
Yeah.
Lightning Slim, I'm warning you, baby, for Tony Joe White.
It's 7 minutes past 12 o'clock on GLR. Richard Skinner and my live guest today, Tony Joe White. Now, Tony's currently on tour in Europe with Joe Cocker, and we invited him back to play live for us today after a literally overwhelming reaction to the last time he was on the show a few months back. Tony, welcome back to GLR.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you today. No, the phones went red hot after you came on last time. You're here on a sort of lightning visit in and out of London during the Joe Cocker European tour, then, is that the deal?
Yeah, it was, I had two shows. We did one Sunday night at the Grand,
the new venue in South London. That's a good place.
It was a beautiful place. It had a great crowd, and the acoustics in there was almost like Albert Hall. It was a great place.
That's terrific. Yeah, it's amazing because the place was empty for years. You know, it was dark for years while they tried to fight for a license to get the thing on the road.
It's a good place to do it now.
That's great. Tonight you have a show, but I know it's a sellout, so...
Yeah, it's going to be the Borderline. Is that the name of the
but you
place?
can't get in, so don't go running down there. It's sold out.
It's a small place.
It's another place with atmosphere.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it. Well, you're going to do some songs. You promised to do 3 songs today. The man is fighting flu, though it seems to add a sort of richness to the quality, doesn't it?
It could be Deep Swamp today, way down south.
Love it. What are you going to do?
Did I say 3 songs?
Yeah, well, we said 3 songs. You see how you do. What's the first one, anyway?
I'll kick in the one to kind of warm my throat up a little bit.
man squeeze, baby. Wanna be your only love. Wanna be your man squeeze, baby. Wanna be your only love. When you close your eyes at night, wanna be the one you're dreaming of. Wanna be your man squeeze, baby. Wanna be close to you. Wanna be your man squeeze, baby. Wanna be close to you. Just loving you, baby, that's all I wanna do. That you want, if there's anything that you're missing, if there's anything that you need, well, baby, you know I'm listening. I'll be your man squeeze, baby. Wanna be close to you. Just loving you, baby, that's all I wanna do. Oh yeah.
I tell you, if the voice sounds that good now at 12 noon, more or less, it's going to sound great tonight. Borderline. It's Main Squeeze, and that's the song that you'll find on the album Closer to the Truth from Tony Joe White. How's Joe Cocker's tour going? Because it's quite a mammoth one for the man, isn't it, too?
Yeah, it's we've been having great crowds. Of course, Joe and I, we pull for each other. I love his music, and he pulls for mine. We have a good team, and the crowds are great. Joe's voice is better than ever.
It is, isn't it?
He looks in beautiful shape, and
he's a good advertisement for realizing that you're killing yourself and stopping.
Joe's made different from everybody else. You know, you can't keep up with Joe.
He survived, and a man of great form.
I saw him 4 days ago, and he looked like he'd been in a gymnasium running. You know,
goodness me,
it's firm.
No, it's amazing. You're going to come back to Britain with that tour when it comes into the UK, or
we're
what?
going on to France. I've got some more shows to do. We're going to split up right through there.
Yeah.
Like they're in Spain now, and I came to England to do these. Now, when he comes to England, I'm going the other way. So.
All right. So that section is done.
Yeah, but there's some summer things that I think in London we're going to be doing.
So we'll check up on that nearer the time. Yeah. Tony, do you want to do another one, or shall we take a break for a track off the record, and you can sort yourself out for another live song after that?
Yeah, let's give the record a chance.
This is Tunica Motel. Track from the album Closer to the Truth, Tony Joe White and Tunica Motel. Tony Joe, my live guest on the programme today as well. If you're lucky enough to have a pass to get you into the Borderline tonight to the private party the man is playing, you have a bit of fun tonight, I suspect.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
It'll be good.
The voice mellows through the day too, does it? You know,
yeah, it'll get down low by tonight.
Low enough already. One more song then live from you, Tony. What are you going to do for us this time?
I'll do a little bit of Undercover Agent for the Blues.
A bit of deep stuff.
Working undercover, woman knew all of the moves. She really had me romping, we were barefoot stomping. She just kept igniting the fuse. I was blinded voice of a long silk stocking. She rocking with an optical illusion. This ain't how I thought it'd be. She just kept on keeping me in a state of total confusion. She took me for a ride, right on me down to my shoes. She was so bad, an undercover agent for the blues. She never really needed love, omnidirection, no. I was just an innocent bystander. She kept on getting cankier, say, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, no, she just too hard to handle. She took me by storm. Must have been a season for the fool. I found out she was an undercover agent for the blues.
Undercover agent for the blues, Tony Joe White. Another song from Closer to the Truth. Absolutely live. Have a great show tonight, Tone.
Thank you very much.
And look forward to seeing you back in the summer months.
All right.
Come and see us then.
I will. Thanks a lot.
Hope you feel better soon as well, eh?
I will.
12:20.
And Tony Joe White is live with me in the studio this morning. It's great to see you.
It's good to be here.
I must say, you know, we were just chatting as the record was playing, and I was saying that when I first started on Radio 1 in 1970 was the time that your music was just coming through with Polk, Salad Annie and Groupie Girl and the hit singles that you had at that time. And here we are 20 years later, and you're sitting just about to play live for us in the studio. And it's great to see that your music has come round again this way.
Well, you know, it's as you keep writing and really don't put too much corrals on if it's commercial or if it's on top of the radio charts or the TV charts or whatever. You just write and keep playing your music, you know, and try not to get off that path. And I think the music treats you okay.
Yeah. Because I get the impression with this new album in particular, it's the first one you've done in a number of years, 7-8 years, and I get the sense of freedom of expression on this LP.
Yeah, this was the first album in 7 years, and I had been writing and playing a lot of blues clubs, you know, and singing a lot of these songs. Steamy Windows, Undercover Agent, those are 7 or 8 years old, you know, and been playing them in clubs. And I knew one day I'd go in and do an album, but I wanted to wait and do it without any record companies or producers or anything, you know, and just I went back down to Muscle Shoals, and I rented the studio for 2 weeks and got with the drummer and the bass player, and I said, you know, let's just play, man. I don't no program drums and all this. Get the drums out, and everybody, I caught them at a good time down there because they had been having to do a lot of the commercial type stuff. So all of a sudden they said, yeah, let's play and let's sweat. So this was going to be an album of mail order, and then they probably going to pick it up in Paris, France, and said we'd like to help with it, but this was total freedom.
Yeah. So the interest that this album has generated then, because this has become a very popular album, is that taking you by surprise?
It really has taken me by surprise, because I cut this album to once and for all to let the people know that it had been pulling for me all these years, to know that this was my very best and there was no interference anywhere with it. So I was just cutting this album to get it to the people who cared about my music, and then after that I was just going to be very happy and take a deep breath and say, well, it finally got to everybody that wanted it, you know.
But now it's moved on from a little mail order album to something else, so it feels good.
Previously, during the past few years, had you seen your role primarily as that of songwriter?
Well, yeah, it has to the public. That's what it's been. But I was always playing live, you know, and doing a lot of shows. But a lot of the other artists, Tina Turner, Joe Cocker, different people recording the songs, and it's fine with me. You know, to be a songwriter is a good thing, because I'm kind of, you know, I like to keep laid back and live a pretty quiet life back in the woods. So to be able to write a song and other people to sing them like that, it makes me feel real good.
Because one of the aspects of the album that I enjoy so much is the atmosphere of it, and your music always has had, it seems to me, the atmosphere of the surroundings within which the songs were written and the music was made.
Yeah, because, yeah, that's true. Most of the shows are just a little ways from me down in Tennessee, and the river running right by the studio, and some of the boys would come in the evening. They'd been fishing or something, still have on their old fishing clothes, you know, and just sit down and say, okay, let's play. So it was done in the right kind of atmosphere for the way I play, and also, like I said before, Roger Hawkins on drums, David Hood on bass. They were needing this too, because they had been playing a lot of country and western music, a lot of program the drums, program the bass, and commercials. And then all of a sudden, it was time to just play again.
Yeah.
So,
because the other person I remember years ago, you know, whose music in that way so much reflected the situation within which it was made, was Jesse Colin Young. I don't know whether you remember his music from the Youngbloods in the late 60s, Tony, and then he did a few solo albums in the early 70s. One in particular that I remember so well called Song for Julie. Mm-hmm. And he had a ranch up in the hills above San Francisco, a place called Point Reyes. And he'd literally cleared some forest land, and with the trees that he'd cut down, he'd made himself a sort of shack up there at the top of the mountain ridge, and a studio just underneath it. And he could work in the studio. He'd got a glass ceiling in the studio so that he could see up to the house and see his kids and stuff, you know. And I just felt that the music that he made at that time exactly reflected that very warm, very tranquil, peaceful atmosphere that he created for himself.
Yeah, well, it's important, you know, because just like at my house, I've got a little 8-track. I live in a log house, too, out in the country, but I got a little 8-track small thing down in the basement, and I'll go down there when I finish the song, and I'll put in my drums, and then I'll play guitar and bass and little keyboards on it, and just cut the demo real simple. And those demos is what Tina Turner heard that kicked off Foreign Affair album. And she told me later after she said when we got ready to record her album in New York, she said, I want this album to sound just like those demos. Don't change nothing. And she said, if you ever get ready to record an album on your own, she said, you stay real close to what you did at your house and don't change nothing. And she had listened to the tape so long that, you know, you get excited in the studio with her and you'd play a little different guitar lick or something, and she'd stop me and she said, no, play that lick you played at your house. She had it all right there in her head. So those things have a special mood to them, and you have to protect it.
Yeah, that's right. Did you spend a lot of time then with Tina during the time that she was recording the album?
Yeah, we spent some time in New York, cut three of my songs there, and then we came here to London and recorded Foreign Affair, the song itself. Then we flew to Paris, and she wanted to sing it there one night, so we went there in the studio and did it. So it was, all in all, the last couple of years we've seen each other and been around each other a few times, and it was one of the biggest times of my life, you know, music-wise, just to be working with her, because even in the studio, man, I mean, she's like halfway through Undercover Agent, we was recording, she was in the singing booth, and it came to the instrumental part, and she was dancing, and all of a sudden she threw open the door out of her booth, and run out there in the studio with me and the drummer and the bass player, and grabbed the microphone off the drums and finished the song dancing around us, you know. And we was all sitting there playing and chill bumps all over us. And that was the take. It come out okay. I thought the drums would bleed into her mic or something would be wrong with it. But it was so magic that I was hoping it would be taped, and it was.
Because, I mean, people try and sort of protect the pristine sound possibly too much at the moment these days. Things have got so technical, haven't they? And yet, you know, you look back in the old days and feel was so much what it was all about.
That's exactly right. I'd rather have something with a mistake. If that mistake felt good, I'd keep it any day upside a real slick lick, you know? And that's what, close to the truth, there's plenty of mistakes on it, but some of them felt good, so I kept them all.
So in other words, then, working with Tina is as electric as one would anticipate that it would be.
Exactly. It's almost like seeing her on stage, because there's just such an intensity about the whole thing that a lot of studio scenes are kind of people standing around yawning and looking at their watch and all that. This is rocked.
Tell me a bit about your roots, Tony, the influences that came into your music in the early days, and the sort of people that you were listening to when you first started playing and buying records yourself.
Well, I was, raised on a cotton farm down in Louisiana, and it was like 5 sisters and a brother and mom and dad, and everybody played guitar, And I was just, I was really into baseball until I was 16 years old. And my brother brought home an album by a guy named Lightning Hopkins, old blues singer. And I heard that old man play on it. And I threw my baseball and glove in the closet, and my bat, threw it away. And from then on, every day I had Daddy's guitar, And it was just like, he did. And, he could just do something like that, and I'd just sit there with my hair standing up on my arms, He wouldn't even have to sing. And I never did know what it was that grabbed me, but from then on, there was never no other choice in my life but to play. Because of all players, Lightning Hopkins is one of the most instantly recognizable, isn't it? There's something about his style that jumps out at you straight away. It is. What is it? I can't tell. Listen, it's just a force between the man and the guitar and the voice. All of it together is one force, But it comes out just like John Lee Hooker, I know him instantly. But of all of them, I think Lightning, man, he could play that guitar really good. I loved his singing too, but I loved his playing. And isn't it a fantastic situation at the moment that we have people, you just mentioned John Lee Hooker, whose career has come round again now. We've got the albums out with people like Bonnie Raitt on them, and he's playing with Robert Cray, and here he is now, in a sense, in the twilight of his career, more popular and actually making money for the first time in his career. I know it. That's what I love about it so much. I wish Lightning and all of them could have, been treated better with their music and their lives financially. But now it's great to see John Lee, especially here in London, England, with his album so big and people wanting to see him play everywhere. But I did a session with Lightning Hopkins. They knew that I was a big fan of his. After Polk settled down, he was out. They put us together in L.A. one day. Wanted me to play a little guitar on a session with him. And so I was in the studio sitting there just waiting for him to come in. And he walked in, him and his wife, and Lightning had a little big paper sack with a wine jug in it. And he handed that to his wife, and she stayed in the control room, and he walked into the room with me, and he looked at me and he said, "You gonna play with me, boy?" And I said, yeah. I said, "Yes, sir." And I hit him a little lick, and he said, "Hey, you been listening to me?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I have." So he just turned around to the studio and he said, "Turn it on, the tape." So he turned it on. He played 12 songs. I played a little guitar, a little harmonica. Took about 35 minutes, I guess, at 40, and he got up and shook my hand. He said, "I really like you playing, boy." And I said, "Well, thank you." He walked in there and he held out his hand. The guys give him 10 $100 bills, $1,000. He put that in his sack with a wine jug and walked away. No royalties, no contracts, no nothing. He believed in getting paid on the spot. And which album was that? It's called the L.A. Mudslide. Los Angeles Mudslide album. And it was just so cool to see a man do it that simple, even though they took the album and made $100,000. Play a song for us, Tony. We'd love to hear a song now. What's it going to be? I'll do a little It's called Cool Town Woman off the album.
I was dreaming about you, baby, when the dog woke me up last night. Dream about you, baby, and the dog just howled all night. I laid there thinking about you till the morning light. I've been missing you, baby, but my alimony ain't been paid. Missing you, baby, alimony ain't been paid. And that cool town woman, so bad to carry a blade. I ought to move to the country and find a little piece of ground. Move out to the country, find a little piece of ground. But that cool town woman is sure enough hunting me down. Good for you, baby, you know my heart ain't free. No good for you, baby, you know I'll never be free. That cool town woman has still got a hold on me. I was dreaming about you, baby, when the dog woke me up last night.
Tremendous stuff. Tony Joe White playing live for us in the studio here on the Bob Harris Show. It's BBC Radio 1 FM. We had James Burton in the studio playing for us a few weeks ago, Tony. And, I mean, of course, in addition to the work that he did with Ricky Nelson and so many other people over the years, he spent a long time working with Elvis.
Yeah.
And Elvis's version of Polk Salad Annie, of course, was... What did you feel about Elvis's version? Did you like the version of the song?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded almost like he wrote it.
It suited him, seems to me, just right.
I mean, we talked about it a few times. I was with him in Las Vegas when they recorded it live. And we talked about it backstage in the dressing room for a couple of hours, just visited, like just sitting here talking. He said, you know what, that song, I feel like I almost wrote that song. And you could tell it on stage because he'd sweat on that song. He'd get out and work on it. He never let that song go by unless he didn't burn it every time I see him.
I remember the body language with it.
Yeah.
It was always that fist and down, a poke like that. He pushed it out, didn't he?
He rocked it. It was real good. And it was a great thing to happen to me, Elvis doing 3 of my songs, because when I started out, I was doing Lightning Hopkins in clubs and Elvis Presley and John Lee Hooker too. I had my hair combed like Elvis, sideburns, and I was dancing and doing all that. doing all of his songs, really. I could sing just like him. And then for it turned around and they called and said Elvis is doing Polk, so it was like a real big happening for me. That and Tina Turner was,
Did Elvis have a lot of say over song selection at that time, Tony? I mean, was he? We're talking now, aren't we, into the 70s, and was he himself choosing the songs that he wanted to record, or did he have people choosing them for him?
Right along through there, Polk, 72 or 3. I think he was still really involved in his picking the songs. And then I seen him later when he cut I've Got a Thing About You, Baby, and For Old Time's Sake. And there were some businessmen, publishers, choosing the songs at that time. And it got to where it was like he didn't have any contact with what was happening in the streets. He only had contact with money men who was bringing him songs that they would want part of or get half of and that kind of stuff. And they always had no way of knowing what was going on. He was just singing, and by then, he just didn't keep a hold to the music, And I seen that happen.
Because James Burton was saying that, despite all the problems that we've read about and the decline in his health and stuff like that, that as far as he was concerned on stage, every performance, he was still trying right at the end to do his very best.
Always. He never slacked up at all. I always thought that if he could have got out and did some more things like that night in the dressing room in Las Vegas, we had a great time together, and then I seen him in Memphis later a few times, and I was leaving the dressing room, and I said, Elvis, I got a little place up in the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas. It's a little cabin and a river running through it. We'll go up there sometime, fish and hang out for a week. I said, ain't nobody up there knows who you are or cares who you are, They don't. It's back in the woods, man. So he was going, yeah, that'd be great and all this, and I left the dressing room, and a friend of mine was still in there, and when I left, he turned to that guy, and he said, Elvis said, can you believe Tony Joe asked me to go fishing? And the guy said, yeah, you should go. But at that time, he was into things like going out to the airport and cranking up a jet and flying to Dallas and getting a cheeseburger and flying back to Memphis and eating the burger. So fishing was odd to him, I guess, when you live in that kind of a world.
Yeah.
But I always thought he could have lasted longer if he could have got out and did something a little more normal.
Well, it surprises me in many ways that he didn't. I mean, James Burton was saying, we were talking about the fact that life for him was so very difficult because, when you're Elvis Presley, you're just about the most famous person in the world, and it brings with it its own pressures. But at the same time, when you look at the TV special that he did in, 1968, that fantastic show, the comeback show after all those movies that he'd done in the 60s, to demonstrate how it was all still there.
Yeah.
A lot of people had said, no, it's gone now, it's lost. And then suddenly there he was on that TV special in the black leathers and stuff, playing so well and singing so great. And, the atmosphere off, it was electric. It was a fantastic show. And there he still had it. And yet, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, he'd put on so much weight, and the shows had gone downhill. And it seems a mystery to many, many people as to why that would have been.
Yeah. Like I said, if he could have got out and had a little normalcy on the side, but he was content. I don't know if he was content, but he was surrounded in a little tiny world, and they kept it around him.
Mm.
And, man, there's only certain times in life that things come by when you're like an Elvis Presley or a Tina Turner or the Beatles or the Stones. Those things don't happen very often, and it's a big weight. But there's disguises, there's all kinds of things you could do to get out. Just like that little place I was telling Elvis about, he didn't need a disguise there. He could have got out there. But, things go on the way they do.
Yeah. It's important in one's life generally to have light and shade, isn't it? And it seems to me that you've got that situation well sorted for yourself, and that you can dip into the music industry and be part of it all when you need to, and go back and relax a little and write some songs at other times when you don't.
Yeah, well, it goes back to the writing again, because I have to have that kind of thing to write, that kind of back in the woods, build a little campfire and get a couple of 6 packs of beer and a guitar and sit down by the fire. And so, if I don't have that kind of life around me, I couldn't write. Like out here now on the road, touring and traveling, flying everywhere. I've had some good song ideas come by me, but there would be no way I could write them. I'll have to go back and let all that soak into me later.
Yeah.
So the writing is important for me, and to keep it going is important.
Yeah. And what provides the inspiration for your songs? Obviously, with the surroundings within which they're written, we've established that already. But as far as the lyrical content is concerned, I mean, are you the sort of person that does write from personal experience?
Yeah, most all of it is. Sometimes a little guitar lick will come by first. Sometimes a line or a title. I never can just sit down and write a song. It always has to come by. And like the Tunica Motel, that's a little dilapidated little motel outside of Memphis and down in Mississippi on Highway 61. It's called Tunica, Mississippi. And it should be condemned, really, the motel. It's just like 8 rooms, and the windows are knocked out, and the doors won't shut. But it's a fishing shack, you know. It's a place where you can go, spend the night, and you're right by the river when you want to go fishing the next one. And Duck Don, the great bass player, was with me one time. We was fishing down there and spent the night in the Tunica Motel. And it was so bad that one of us would sleep and the other would stay awake and watch the fire. He had like a gas heater in the wall that was shooting out flames. There was like dope deals going on next door. So I told Duck after we left there, we went fishing, I said, one of these days I'm going to write a song about the Tunica Motel. Duck said, no way. I said, well, you never know. So a year or two later, it come by.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, actually, if it did actually exist, and obviously it does.
Yeah.
Are you going to play us another song?
Yeah, I can. Just what depends on what you want to hear. Anything special, or
just whatever you want to play.
Let me see. It's rainy weather, man. Makes these guitars hard to tune. I'll do a little bit of agent. My lover said I'm working undercover. Woman knew all of the moves. She really had me romping, even barefoot stomping. She just kept igniting the fuse. I was blinded by the blackness of a long silk stocking. She rocking with an optical illusion. This ain't how I thought it'd be. She just kept on keeping me in a state of total confusion. She took me for a ride, ran on me down to my shoes. She was so bad, an undercover agent for the blues. Oh yeah. Never really needed love omnidirectional. I was just an innocent bystander. She kept on getting canky, say hook, line, and sinker on her. She just too hard to handle. She took me by storm. Must have been a season for the fool. And I found out was an undercover agent for the blue.
Tony Joe White, playing live in the 1FM studio tonight on the Bob Harris Show. Do you get a chance to play like this on radio in America?
Back home, it's very rare, you know, because most times they just want the people to want to talk and do little quick things, and I remember that like in the early 70s and middle 70s through there, I would carry my guitar and they'd always want to hear it, but now it's so fast-paced and they were wanting the next color of the week and run it by that quick, so no, it's nothing like over here now.
What do you plan to do in the near future now? You're just in London for a couple of days this time, aren't you?
Yeah. Going back to Germany Wednesday to do some television, and then I'm joining back up with Joe Cocker in France again. And we've been on tour together for a few weeks, and we should end it up in about one more week. And then I'm going up to the mountains in the Ozarks and build a few fires and fix a little fence and mess with my horses and that kind of thing.
And write.
Yeah.
Get back to
probably
writing,
so.
yeah. And have you got plans for a new album?
Yeah, I've got some songs, you know, enough tunes for 2 or 3 albums now, but I've always had in mind to go in and do a whole album with acoustic guitar and a wooden coke box with my foot and my harmonicas, and just go in and let the day happen, you know, not plan much the songs or anything, just play, but with acoustics, and I think I will do that this year.
The roll call of songs that you've written over the years that people have recorded so well, you know, it's a long, long list, and I want to just sort of round off our conversation tonight with a version of one of the songs that you have written. It's a song, actually, that I suppose we best know from Gladys Knight and the Pips, but I'm talking about Rainy Night in Georgia here, Tony. But there's a very good version of it from Randy Crawford on her Secret Combination album. Do you like that version?
She is a wonderful version, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought we'd play that to round things off tonight.
That'd be perfect.
It's been great to hear you play and to meet you again.
You too, and good luck with your show here. Thanks.
Thank you very much indeed.
Touch of Garter Bell, which I haven't quite got time for. Tony Joe White is here. How you doing?
Yeah, all right.
What a day for the plane to be delayed, huh?
Oh, man. I mean, it's like everything was going good, and then it was a little demonstration in Paris, you know.
Oh, what were they demonstrating about?
The luggage, the baggage, people demonstrated right as we got on the plane.
Yeah. But I guess you didn't get head up about it, did you? I mean,
no, man.
You're just one of those laid back kind of dudes.
You know, if it's going to work out, it usually does, you know,
Yeah.
and it seems like if I try to push it, it don't, so I leave it alone.
Right. Well, it's great to have you here.
Thanks.
Would you like to play a song?
Oh, yeah, I can play something. I'll do you a little Menutha. This is some soup made down on the border that keeps you from having a hangover. Last night, the night before, daylight catch me sneaking in my door. Oh, a little bit of wildness sure go a long way. I'm gonna need help just to get me through the day. Menutha, I need Menutha. Woke up this morning slightly out of tune. Had to leave my old Cadillac down in Viacom. I go back across the river and pick it up sometime today. And while I'm there, I might have to check out Manuel's Cafe. Menutha, I need Menutha.
It's a cool life, continuity, a little air conditioner in my silver Airstream. But I need to kick back and see what condition I'm in, 'cause it won't be long till I'm down at Miss Crosby's again. Menutha, I need Menutha. Way across the river,
Tony Joe White playing live, and that was Menutha, one of the songs from the new album, which is called Lake Placid Blues. Well, you say it all works out. I mean, we're due to end this program at 12:30, and 12:30 it is. So we just made it for one song. So a longer chat and more live music next time, I'm sure.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much indeed
All right.
for making it. Tony Joe White. And that's the morning show for today.
This is a song off the new album called Uncover. And the title of the song is called Not One Bad Thought, which is one that Mark Knopfler and I hooked up on and did, so the guitars are romping in it. It was pretty this morning. Put some flowers in the ground. The sun was shining this morning. Planted flowers all around. Got my business out of the way. And all I want today is not one good thought. I got a mockingbird sing his song out on the breeze. Sometime he sits up on my chimney and he take it out to the trees. Oh, he must have been hearing my guitar. I believe he does it better than me. Don't have no one bad thought. My mama was a Cherokee, spent her life on a river farm. She had 7 kids and let us know plenty of room in her arms. She would start the day with a smile on her face and not one bad thought. One bad thought.
This is called The Keeper of the Fire. This was going to be the title of the whole thing, and, you know, because like the Keepers of the Fire was all the guitars, JJ and Eric, Mark and me, and we all kind of grew up on the same kind of music. Then we moved it to another title, but still got the song on there.
love someone again. When somebody has torn you all apart, come on, let yourself go and don't think about it. I know there's still a whole lot of love in your heart. Did somebody make a fool out of you? Did somebody mistreat you? Oh, baby. Somebody make a fool out of you. Coffee skin, a little bit of cream, golden eyes with a touch of green, high cheekbone, kinda tall. You won't think twice if you think at all. She like a panther on the prowl. Who you gonna hoodoo now? Had a residence down in Covington. I knew she had a sweet tooth, so I bought her some. Like stay out late, dance all night long. She would only make love at the break of dawn. Took me up so high I can't look down. Who you gonna hoodoo now? Checked it out with a fine-tooth comb, and I know I ought to leave that woman alone. Heard about a place, St. Francisville, a little rehabilitation to cure your ills. But I don't think they could help me anyhow. Who you gonna hoodoo now? hair down long, like the way your voice sounds on the telephone. You know you're looking sexy in tight blue jeans. There's one thing I got to ask you, please. Do you have a garter belt? Would you wear stockings? Do you have a garter belt? Would you wear stockings? Have a garter belt? Would you wear stocking? If I called out for him, keep on rocking. Have a garter belt? Would you wear stocking?